Okay, good day, eh? Pop quiz. When was the last time you sat down to hobby and didn't immediately check how much time you had left? You finally get 30 minutes free, you sit at your desk, grab a brush, and your brain goes, what's the point? You'll never finish. Everyone else is painting armies. You're just touching up a shoulder pad, eh? Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the hobby time crunch meeting the solo grind, and it's killing your joy faster than a bad dice roll. Today, we're fixing that. No guilt, no pressure, just real talk about making this hobby work when life doesn't give you more time, bud. Hit subscribe because we're about to change how you think about the hobby time forever, eh? I'm Colossal Meltdown. My friends call me Colossal or CMD. Why Colossal? Well, with the name of Don, Don Key Punch, just let's stick with Colossal, okay? Welcome back to C7 Hobbies, episode 21, where we talk about the mental side of wargaming that nobody else covers, eh? This isn't about winning tournaments or painting golden demon level stuff. This series is about emotional regulation, confidence, resilience, and actually enjoying the hobby even when life's chaos. Today's a big one, the hobby time crunch and the solo hobby struggle. Two challenges almost nobody talks about, honestly, but everyone experiences it, eh? If you've ever felt behind in your hobby, disconnected from the community, or quietly burned out even though you love this stuff, you're not broken, you're human. By the end of this, you're going to have a completely different relationship with your hobby time, okay? So, like, subscribe, and let's dive in this beauty. Let's identify the challenge. The hobby time crunch. It's the feeling of never having enough time, even when you technically have free time. You've got 30 minutes before dinner, or an hour before bed, maybe a Sunday morning before the family wakes up. You sit down, you're ready. You've been thinking about this model all week, bud. And then your brain goes, 30 minutes? What can you even do in 30 minutes? You can't finish this. You can't even start properly. Everyone else has a whole weekend. You're pathetic. This hits. Parents, obviously. Shift workers who hobby at weird hours. Students juggling school and part-time jobs. Caregivers with unpredictable schedules. Anyone with, a life outside of plastic spacemen, space women, or space bugs, eh? And what happens? You stop starting. You think, I'll wait till I have a real time. But real time never comes. So your models sit, your motivation drops, and that hobby that's supposed to be your escape becomes another thing you're failing at. Which is wild, because you chose this hobby. Nobody drafted you into the Imperial Guard. You volunteered. And now you're court-martialing yourself for not painting fast enough, eh? The solo hobby struggle. Now, let's talk about the quiet one. The solo hobby struggle. You sit down alone to paint, or build, or write an army list, or just think about the hobby. And instead of joy, you feel unmotivated, disconnected, flat. So you scroll Instagram instead. You reorganize your paints for the third time this week, and you stare at a model like it's personally insulting your mother, eh? I don't like that guy. Suddenly, cleaning mold line feels emotionally heavy, which is not what the box art promised, eh? Here's what's happening. Humans are social creatures. We're wired for connections. And when your hobby alone, no game night, no painting buddies, and no Discord chat, your brain's not getting those social reward signals. The activity's the same, but the feelings are different, eh? And you start thinking, am I even a real hobbyist? If I'm just sitting here by myself, should I even bother? If you've ever felt this, you're not alone. This is one of the most common hobby struggles nobody admits to. underlying thoughts and feelings. Let's dig into what's really going on here, eh? Because these challenges aren't about laziness or discipline. They're about identity and the pressure. Here are the thoughts running underneath all this. If I'm not progressing, I'm falling behind. Real hobbyists play weekly. If I can't commit fully, why bother? This used to make me happy. What's wrong with me? So here's the truth. Nothing's wrong with you. Your life changed. Your schedule changed. Your energies changed. But your expectations didn't, eh? Psychology check. Let's get nerdy for a second, bud. Our brains crave three things in hobbies: completion, finishing something feels good; social connection, doing it with people amplifies the reward; and visible progress, seeing improvement keeps motivation alive. But when the time's limited and you're hobbying solo, those rewards shrink. Not because the hobby changed, but because the conditions changed, eh? So, motivation drops, guilt increases, and suddenly your escape hobby becomes another obligation you're failing at. That's not a hobby problem, bud. That's a misalignment problem. Your hobby's the same, your life's different, and nobody's taught you how to bridge that gap, eh? So let's reframe the challenge. All right, this is where things change. We're going to reframe this whole situation, eh? Reframe number one. Time is not the enemy. Limited time doesn't make your hobby weaker. It makes it more intentional. 30 focus minutes is better and greater than 3 distracted hours, eh? You know what counts as a hobby time. Painting one shoulder pad, reading one data sheet, thinking about strategy while you walk the dog, watching a 10-minute tutorial on your lunch break. All of it counts, eh? You're not wasting time. You're engaging with your hobby in the time that you have. And honestly, sometimes the best hobby sessions are the short ones. You're not tired yet. You're not frustrated. You just do a thing and feel good about it, bud. Revolutionary concept. Reframe number two. Solo doesn't mean isolated. Solo hobby isn't a failure of community, eh? It's a different mode of engagement. Not every hobby moment needs a game, or needs a crowd, or an audience, or even validation from the internet. Sometimes it just needs calm, autonomy, quiet progress. You and the plastic, bud. Not everything needs to be content, eh? It's okay if nobody sees it. Your base coat doesn't need Instagram followers to exist. Reframe number three. You are playing the long game. This hobby isn't a sprint. It's not even a marathon, bud. It's a lifelong relationship. And like any relationship, you're allowed seasons, fast seasons, painting every night, slow seasons, one model a month, pause seasons, life's too much right now, refocus seasons, switching armies or systems. Your enjoyment is not on a timer. You don't lose your hobbyist card if you take a break. You don't get demoted if you paint slowly, and there's no expiry date on fun, bud. So stop racing against an imaginary clock and start asking, am I enjoying this right now? If yes, keep going. If not, well, that's fine too, eh? All right, let's talk about practical strategies. All right, beauty. Time to get practical. These are real strategies that work with your life instead of against it, eh? So let's start with some skill strategies. Strategy number one, micro hobbying. Forget hobby sessions. Start thinking in micro sessions, bud. Like 15, 20 minutes max. One clear task only. Not a paint a model base, but a base coat the armor. Stop before the burnout hits. Leave wanting more, not dreading the next session. For example, like tonight, you've got 20 minutes, prime 3 models. That's it, done, success, eh? Tomorrow, you got 15, dry brush some highlights. Boom, another win. These stack up fast, and they don't drain you. Strategy number two, skill anchors. Pick one small skill to focus on for a few weeks. Dry brushing, basing techniques, movement in games, deployment strategies. Not finish armies, not get tournament ready, just get better at one thing, eh? This removes decision fatigue. You're not overwhelmed by what should I do? You already know. You're practicing dry brushing this month, bud. Easy. Plus, you'll actually get better. Small focus beats scattered effort every time. Mindset strategies. Strategy number 1, redefine success. Success is not finished armies, win rates, or how fast you can paint, or how much you own. Success is showing up, even for 10 minutes, enjoying the process, not just the outcome, and leaving the table calmer than you arrived. If you painted for 15 minutes and felt good, that's a successful hobby session. Full stop. Strategy number 2, permission without guilt. Write this down. You are allowed to pause projects midway, switch armies or systems, play fewer games, just read lore or rules without touching a model. Take months off if you need to. This isn't a job. You don't owe the hobby productivity. You don't owe Instagram content. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for how you spend your hobby time, eh? Unless you're being paid to paint. And if you are, well, congrats. You're living the dream, bud. Then your hobby answers to you, not the algorithm. Social strategies. Strategy number 1, share work in progress online. Post your messy progress, bud, not just the finished stuff. Why? Connection fuels motivation, eh? When you share a half-painted model and someone comments, looking good, that's a social reward. Your brain goes, oh, people actually care. This matters. I should keep going. You don't need thousands of likes. You just need one person who notices, bud. Strategy number 2, parallel hobbying. You don't need to be in the same room to hobby together, eh? Paint on a Discord call. Build while streaming to a friend. Share photos in a group chat as you work. Just exist in the same digital space while you hobby. This scratches the social itch without the pressures of a game or an event. You're alone, but not alone. Strategy number 3, ask for feedback, not validation. Don't post fishing for compliments, eh? Post asking for connection. What color should I do the cloak? Anyone else struggle with edge highlighting? How do you handle limited hobby time? People love helping. It feels good to contribute, and suddenly you're not isolated. You're part of a conversation. Sometimes you don't need praise. You just need somebody to say, yeah, that shoulder pad's coming along, and that's enough. Protect your interests. All right, this part matters, bud. We need to talk about protecting your hobby from the stuff that's slowly killing it. So we need to protect your hobby from comparison culture. Stop measuring your progress against someone else who has 40 hours a week to paint. You have different lives, different schedules, and different brains, eh? Their speed is not your failure, bud. Check out the link above. Algorithm pressure. Instagram shows you the top 0.1% of painters. That's not reality. That's the highlight reel designed to make you feel inadequate, so you keep scrolling, eh? Tournament FOMO. Not playing tournaments doesn't make you less of a hobbyist. Some people love competition. Some people just like painting orcs and watching them bonk stuff, bud. Both are valid. Overconsumption guilt. Stop feeling bad about your pile of shame. It's a pile of potential. It's not judging you. You're judging you, eh? Mute accounts if you need to. Unsubscribe from channels that make you feel bad. Curate your feed to show the stuff that inspires you, not stuff that shames you, bud. Again, take a look at the link. Your hobby exists to support your life, not compete with it, eh? And remember, your value as a player is not measured in game plays per month. You could play once a year and still be a hobbyist. You could paint one model a year and still be a painter, bud. It's your hobby. Protect it. Reflections and next steps. All right, beauty. Before your next hobby session, whether that's tonight or next month, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions, eh? Question number 1, what do I realistically have energy for? Not what should I do? Not what would impress people? What do you actually have gas for right now, bud? If it's stare at models and think about color schemes, well, that counts too. So do that. Question number 2, what would feel satisfying today? Not what advances my army, not what's productive. What would make you smile when you put the brush down, eh? Question number 3, what's one small action I can enjoy and not endure? Hobby time should feel like a break, not another task to survive, bud. If it feels like work, pick something smaller. Or take the day off, eh? Then do that thing. No guilt, no comparison, no rushing. You're not behind, bud. You're exactly where you need to be, playing the long game, eh? If this episode helped reframe your relationship with hobby time, do me a favor, eh? Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment. How much hobby time do you actually get in a week? Let's normalize realistic schedules, eh? If you want to support the channel, there's a number of ways. I have affiliate links below in the description. You can support the channel by purchasing hobby supplies I use. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and in fact, it actually saves you money, and it supports the channel. It's a win-win. Totally awesome. You can buy me a coffee or get merchandise at the C7 store. Whatever floats your boat, eh? I have a hobby hangout on Twitch for those interested in building and painting models, along with information about the Discord server. Everything's in the description, but be sure to check out the C7 Misinformer Miniature Podcast. Get your latest tabletop gaming news, eh? With a comedic spin. You can find it on most podcasting sites. I greatly appreciate all the support. Without you, this would not be possible. So thank you. Until then, remember this. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and may your hobby always feel like a place you want to return to, not a place you have to. So now go forth, be awesome, and paint for the paint gods.